All right, let's get right into it. We are about to bust one of the biggest myths in the entire fashion world. This idea that you need a giant pile of cash just to get your foot in the door. We're going to show you exactly how you can turn your vision into a real brand that people can shop without having to empty your bank account.
And that quote right there from Allegra Shaw, founder of Uncle Studios, that's the whole issue, isn't it? It just perfectly sums up this massive, intimidating wall that so many creative people run into. Everyone thinks fashion is this high-stakes game only for people with super deep pockets. But what if that's not really the case anymore?
I bet if you're here, this question really hits home. You've got the ideas, you've got the passion, but the thought of sinking thousands of dollars into a pile of t-shirts that might never sell, well, it's terrifying. Honestly, it's the #1 reason most amazing fashion ideas stay stuck in a sketchbook forever.
Well, here is the good news. The game has totally changed. The old rules, they just don't apply anymore. There is a proven, lean, and frankly, a much smarter way to launch your brand now that slashes the financial risk. And in some cases, it pretty much gets rid of it completely.
So let's just look at this contrast because it says it all. The traditional way was all about guessing, right? You'd guess which designs people wanted, guess the right sizes, guess the right colors, and then you'd pour a ton of money into making it all. The new way, the lean path, flips that whole idea on its head. You start with almost no cost, you hold zero inventory, and you make all your decisions based on what your customers actually buy, not what you think they're going to buy.
So you're probably wondering, how is that even possible? Well, it's all thanks to a few game-changing business models that pretty much anyone can use now. Think of these as your secret weapons for getting a fashion brand off the ground with a tiny budget.
First up, we've got print on demand, or POD for short. This is, without a doubt, the most revolutionary thing to happen to new clothing brands. You just create the design. That's it. A partner company does all the heavy lifting, the printing, the packing, the shipping. But here's the magic part. They only do it after a customer has placed an order and paid you. You never, ever have to touch a single piece of inventory. And check out how simple the process actually is. You get to focus on the fun stuff, right? The creative part, design and marketing. As soon as a customer hits buy on your website, this whole automated system just kicks in. Your POD partner gets the order, makes the product, and ships it right to the customer. Your only job is to collect the profit. It's totally hands-off. Okay, next up is drop shipping. Now this is a lot like POD because, again, you hold no inventory. But the difference is you're not designing the products yourself. Instead, you're more like a curator, a tastemaker. You find existing clothes from other brands that you think are awesome, list them in your own online store, and when you make a sale, the original brand ships it out for you. It's a fantastic way to build a brand around your unique style.
And finally, there's the pre-order model. This one is just so incredibly smart for managing your money. You show off a design concept, and your customers buy it before you've even made it. This does two amazing things for you. First, it proves people actually want your product. And second, you use their money, the revenue from the sales, to pay for the production. That means zero upfront cost for you. It's genius.
Okay, so now we know about these really powerful business models. But how do you actually piece them together to build a real brand that works? Well, that's where something called the lean startup methodology comes in. It's basically a simple framework for building your business in the smartest way possible. And that's the big question, right? It's one thing to know these models exist, but it's a whole other thing to build a real plan around them. How do you actually get from just an idea in your head to making your very first sale using this new lean approach?
The answer is this really simple but powerful little loop: build, measure, learn. You start by building the smallest, simplest version of your idea, what we call a minimum viable product, or MVP. For you, this could literally just be one t-shirt design on a print-on-demand website. Then you measure what happens. Do people click it? Do they buy it? You're gathering real data. And finally, you learn from that data to decide what to do next. It's this constant cycle of testing and improving, not just guessing and hoping for the best.
All right, so let's get practical. Let's look at how this all translates into the very first steps of building your online presence, your digital storefront, which is where you're going to test all of your cool ideas. So the key here is to start small and super focused. Seriously, don't try to be everything to everyone. Pick a niche you genuinely care about. Create just a couple of initial designs to start. Pick your products, maybe just a t-shirt and a hoodie, that's it. Set up a simple online store on a platform like Shopify and figure out your pricing. That's it. That's your MVP. That's your starting line. Now, when you're selecting those first products, you're probably going to notice a lot of them are made from polyester. And this chart kind of shows you why. It makes up well over half of all the fiber produced in the world. Why? Because it's cheap and it's durable, which makes it perfect for a lot of these print-on-demand items. Just knowing this stuff helps you make smarter choices about the feel and quality of what you're selling.
Now, let's think bigger for a second. As your brand grows, you might decide you want to move beyond print-on-demand and start sourcing your own unique fabrics. When you get to that point, you need to know who to talk to. You're not going to be calling up a giant fabric mill. For a new brand, the keyword you need to remember is jobber. These are the folks who sell leftover fabrics from the big guys, which is absolutely perfect when you need small quantities for a limited run.
And why do we even care so much about fabric? Because it is by far the biggest chunk of your cost. The fabric alone can be 60 to 70% of a garment's total cost to produce. You have to remember that number. Getting your materials and your pricing right is everything if you actually want to be profitable.
So, you've built your store, you've got your first products listed. Now comes the most important part of all, getting people to actually see them. And just like with everything else we've talked about, we are going to do it without a massive budget.
Now this might actually surprise you. Just look at what really works for new businesses. Over half say word of mouth is their best tool. After that, just having a presence on social media. And look what's all the way at the bottom, paid ads. In that first year, your growth is going to come from community and being creative, not from writing big checks for ads.
So you want to focus your energy right here on things you can start doing today for free or for very, very cheap. Make fun, engaging videos for TikTok and Instagram that actually show your stuff. Find some micro-influencers who are already in your niche and just send them a free product. Run a simple giveaway to build some hype and get followers. These organic tactics are so powerful for building a real audience from scratch.
And this really brings everything full circle, back to that core idea. Every single one of those marketing tactics gives you data. You'll see which TikTok got the most views, which design got the most sales through print on demand. You use that data, not your bank account, to find out what's working. And once you have a design that's a proven seller, that's the time to maybe consider scaling up and doing a small screen printed run to get higher profit margins. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly summarizes this entire shift in thinking. The old way was about going into debt to fund a big guess. The new way, the new paradigm, is all about using smart, low-risk tools to get real data and letting your customers tell you what they want. It's a huge shift from risk to validation. So there you have it. That's the modern playbook for launching a fashion brand. The old barriers, they've been completely torn down. That huge financial risk that stopped so many creative people in their tracks has been almost totally erased. The tools are right here, ready for you to use. The only thing missing is your vision. So the real question is, what will you create?